Hello and welcome to Anime Club. I'm Chris
No,
and this is Phoebe. How you doing, Phoebe?
I'm alright. How are you? When did you hit record?
We'll find
Set
out.
up. This is a set up.
Anyway, welcome to Anime
Alright,
Club,
thanks,
where
Chris.
where we sample the first three episodes of an anime we've always wanted to try and see if we'll watch the rest. Yeah. But first, before we get into this, and I don't know how much I'll leave of that conversation when I've edited it. Should we talk about disclaimers?
Oh yeah, you wanted to do a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically, I just wanted to say that what?
no, nothing. I just, it's quite. It's like the weirdest intro, and then you're like, right, so we're gonna be serious and be professionals now. So
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
my disclaimer. It's like, who are you?
I'm very serious and very professional. I've learned from Top Grumps.
In that case, I think we'll be all right.
Yay. Um, but basically, I just wanted to say that everything that we say is our own opinion. We can be wrong, and we also can be right. So, if you disagree with any of the takes we've got, just comment and say it. I mean, or join the Discord and talk to her.
Yeah, come fight us, but in like a nice, friendly, lovely way.
If someone wants to tell us why Freyren is good and not absolutely pap, that's amazing. You can do that. Try and convince us it's good. I might watch it.
While Chris was away in Egypt, because I felt like I couldn't do it when he was in the country because he really didn't enjoy it, but I loved it and I watched all of it, and at the end I cried. I was
Same.
really moved. It was so good. But we're not talking about free Rin this year.
This episode, yeah.
This episode. What are we talking about, Chris?
Today we're going to talk about a little series called Chainsawman. As you can see from down there.
Chainsawman.
That's my chain.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So we've watched the first. Have actually only seen the first 3 episodes of this.
Yeah, we've actually stuck to the premise of our podcast for maybe the first time in weeks.
First time ever, I think.
Where we've both, yeah, probably actually where we've both actually stuck to the premise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
So I mean, from the first 3 episodes, what would you say it's about? What is the plot about?
So there's a guy. He's
Yeah.
had a tough life. I think it's fair to say. He seems to have grown up in the woods alone, where he has encountered a demon chainsaw dog called not Pachinko. That's a game.
Pachita.
What's it called? Pochita. There we go. Thank you. I'm so bad with the names. And he hunts demons for monies. He's basically trying to work off a debt to some gangsters. And then it all goes a bit sideways, and he nearly gets killed by a zombie demon and left for dead in a dumpster. But then his gorgeous, sweet little chainsaw dog with a butt for a face chooses to like merge into his body and replace the human's heart with the demon heart, and then he becomes a kind of strange half demon, half man with chainsaws for arms and a chainsaw for a head. And then he goes on to fight many demons, and he gets picked up by a woman who wants to, I think, enter some sort of weird BDSM submissive dominant relationship with him and turn him into her pet. She refers to him as a pet. She
Makes him bark.
makes him bark like a dog, promises to feed him, and he then spends the next couple of episodes trying to impress her enough that he maybe one day can touch her boobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that all sounds, if that all sounds like unhinged and a bit weird and simplistic, I am not doing it justice because, quite frankly, this show was amazing. I loved it.
Oh really? Oh, that's good. I loved it too. I'm
Yeah, sorry, I
definitely gonna
kind of gave it
continue it.
away. Yeah, me too. I want to watch all of it. I can't wait. I hear there's a film that might be coming out. I'm fully invested now in Chainsaw Man. I want to read the manga. I'm in. Which is funny because I think it's like when I was looking it up originally, it's listed as like um, a parody anime rather than
Right.
like comedy or action. And you were saying that you'd noticed a lot of like pop culture references in it. And yet, despite it being kind of parody comedy, I think it also stands on its own. It's quite exciting. It's got its own storyline, it's got its own
Yeah.
world building.
Yeah.
Um yeah. I think it's anime made by people who love like shonen anime.
Yeah, and they've influenced other people like Deji, who's
Mhm.
the main character. He's appeared in My Hero Academia, the manga, not the anime. 'Cause I don't think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that would fly. He's it's got loads of homages to other Western films like
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs. There's a couple of that I
Looking
can't.
back on the track for a little green bag.
Exactly, exactly. And I just think it's I don't know. It's got everything that I kind of want from an anime. It's got action. It's got good animation. It's got blood. It's got like naive kind of boob humor. Yeah, is that
I
how
don't
you
know if
describe it?
naive. It's got boob humor between two consenting adults. I think that's the that's key, isn't it?
Contractual boob humor.
Contractual, consensual boob humor. Um, yeah, it's got good action. It's also got really great character story. Like I was really wanting to find out more about each character as they're introduced, and you get like the kind of I love a flashback in an anime or like a moment where we like let's spend some time in this character's past to understand why they are like the way that they are now. Um,
I
and it
do,
does that I think
except
in a way that doesn't like impact the main story too badly.
yeah. See, I do like flashbacks unless it's that swing scene from Naruto that gets some airtime. That same scene, it's like that animators would just like just chuck it in again. We're having a bit of a had a hard night last night.
It was clearly formative. But what I also like, and here's the thing, I think, do you know what? Fair enough, because I think as human beings, we don't have one defining moment in our lives where, like, there is, unless it's like a seriously huge trauma, our lives are defined by small moments that build up to create a complex human being over time, right? So, not all of us have the big swing scene filled with trauma. And I think in Chainsaw Man, Denji, you see little moments that help form his character rather than having those kind of like you do have a few kind of big story moments for sure. But like
Yeah,
in terms of his character development, it's a picture over time, and I think it's good fun for that.
I mean, when you see when you first introduced to Denji in this, he's basically like a he's not a tramp, but he's nearly homeless because he lives in a shed in the woods.
Street rat.
A street urchin, a street rat, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it opens that he sold one of his eyes, he sold a testicle,
Yeah.
and he sold another organ because basically,
I think I messaged you and I was like, did he just say that he sold one of his testicles? Like I was so good because they also they put in those lines and just throw them away. They don't like spend time on them. They just like have loads of throwaway jokes in there
yeah,
where you're like, hang on a minute, what did they just say? Do I need to watch this? Did they get the dub right? And then you go back and check, and you're like, "Oh no, that's what happens."
yeah, he definitely sold his eye. He's
Yeah,
got an eye patch on, but it's the basic. He's trapped in this debt that's ever grown from the Yakuza or gangsters, because his dad was a gambler and he died with a debt, and that passed to him, who is his only living heir, because I think his mum died of something, or I don't actually know.
Sadness.
And so he does,
Okay.
yeah, from having a gambling husband.
Heartbreak.
Yeah. Casino or pachinko again. I've lost all my dinner, buddy. And basically,
Gambling is a serious problem, and we shouldn't make light of it. But yes.
that's how his mum died, gambling. So he does odd jobs for this gang, Yakuza, whatever. And so he'd be chopping trees down for a living, and in this world there's demons. So there's a demon for everything. There's like, I don't know, a washing machine demon. And
Yeah.
the more humanity fear that object, the stronger it is. So a really strong one will be guns. A lot of people are scared of guns. So that'll have a strong
good reason.
demon. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people are afraid of chainsaws, so yeah. But my question to you is, do you have an inanimate object that you are scared of? That would, and would that be a strong demon?
Do you know, like, so actually, I've thought of 3 options,
Right.
and I don't know if any of them would be particularly strong. So
Right.
my first weird childhood fear, you know, when you're in the bath and the bath is draining and you're not ready to get out because you're having fun because you're a kid and you've got a bunch of toys, so you just sit in the bath until it drains away.
Yeah.
And then the plug makes that horrible sound where it's like that.
Yeah.
That is scary, and therefore I think plugs are scary. And my dad also, and I think I actually sent a line of weirdly, I sent a line of that to you. Like, my dad also used to say this poem to us, like, at bath time to get us out of the bath. Which is like, it's like an old folk song, and it's like, my baby has gone down the plug hole, and it's about a child who's like so malnourished that it just gets sucked down the drain and then dies and goes to heaven.
What song is this?
And then the angels. Have you not heard this?
No.
Oh, it starts off. I can't remember all of it, but it's something like a mother was bathing her baby one night. A poor little thing. A skinny thing. A poor little mite. Da 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 da. And then she turns around, and by the time she turns back, the baby's gone down the plug hole, and she's like, "My baby has gone down the plug hole. My baby has gone down the plug."
Did she sing this?
Poor little thing. Yeah, poor little thing, so skinny and thin, she ought to have been bathed in a jug. This says something about my dad.
All right,
and she's like saying a prayer, and then the angels come in and go, and the angels replied, and then they tell her that it's okay because the baby is now in heaven and like being looked after. And then sometimes my dad would be like, "But you need to know that God doesn't exist." He never said that, not when we were really young. That came later.
When you were old enough to not be scared of the plug.
Yeah, but we did need to fear death. So, plugs. Anyway,
Death
what I'm saying
comes
is,
for us all. God is not real. Good night.
but what I'm saying is, plugs are scary for me because of that poem, and because of the sound they made when you're a child and you think you're going to be sucked down the plug hole. The other thing that I'm scared of is blenders. And my mum used to have this. What I've realised is that all of the inanimate objects that I fear have some sort of like childhood, like, I don't understand what's happening, but there's a loud sound and I don't like it. Because my mum used to have this like really big old, like, and it's the kind of thing that my mum always used to say things like, "I've had this longer than you've been alive."
Yeah.
"I've had this blender longer than you've been alive. This blender is older than you."
It
and it was like one of those. and it will live beyond you. And it used to be one of those ones where you put stuff in the top and then you like can hear it going.
Yeah.
So blenders, I think, are also scary, and I actually think blenders would make a good demon because, like, blenders could take your fingers for sure. And then the third thing that I thought of was the Wi-Fi box. Not because I'm scared of it while it's working. I'm terrified that one day it's going to stop working, and I'll have to be without Wi-Fi. And being alone with my thoughts, as I have just explained, is terrifying. And if you don't understand why that would be terrifying for me, please see my fears about plugs. So in answer to your question, welcome. My demons would be sinks, blenders, and Wi-Fi routers.
I think the blender could be an alright demon, but I think, how would you personify lack of Wi-Fi? An old-timey man comes on a penny farthing.
I think someone yeah. So it looks like an envelope because we're having to resort to pen and paper.
Oh no.
And it wraps around you, and the moment it wraps around you, all communication from the outside world is cut off, so you're just like locked in like a kind of sensory deprivation envelope. Don't tell me that that's not a little bit scary.
It is a little bit scary, but do you know what's weird? I've got a weird one because the first thing that popped into my head, right, was do you know, have you ever seen a lathe before? A metal turning
A lathe? Yes,
yeah.
Where you like make pens and things.
It has a big it has a big chuck that turns around, and I've seen countless safety videos of people accidentally getting sucked into them and not ending up very well. So when I was in college, we were getting taught how to use them safely, blah blah blah. So my scary thing would be chuck lathes, because there's a lot of the time where we'd have workshop days. I would be like, right, it's an easy flyer day. Let's go out and get drunk tonight. We don't really have to concentrate tomorrow. So you'd be a bit worse for wear and a bit groggy. And for some reason, if there's something spinning or moving really fast, I want to touch it. And I want to like... So I distinctly remember being on this lathe.
Is your fear your own lack of...
I think it's the... What's it in French? The call of the void. Yeah. But I could... Yeah, I could genuinely feel myself subconsciously just getting closer with my face until like people like genuinely had to put the hand on my shoulder and be like, "Are you okay?"
The answer is no. You need to go sit down in a sensory deprivation envelope.
Yeah, I'll have a little sleep. Same thing.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think because you actually work with actually dangerous equipment that could do some serious damage, I feel like in your world that you have some actual things to be afraid of, where I'm just afraid of no Wi-Fi.
But the thing is, whenever because I used to work on the ships with like some loads of machinery that could just squish you for the crack, and the biggest like danger was complacency. So being around all this dangerous stuff and not thinking it's dangerous, and you'd be like, I'll be fine, I'll stick my hand in that for fun. So I think that's what I'm most scared of.
Complacency.
I think so, because you just get used to it.
Yeah.
You don't see it as danger, and then that's how you get squashed.
But also knowing you, how like I do find it kind of funny. Your biggest fear is like something that's looks like relaxing, because you're always on the go. So there's something about like letting yourself just like get a bit complacent. I'm like, oh no, I can see why that would be Chris's fear.
It's weird as well, because I constantly hurt myself, burn myself,
How would
cut
you?
myself by accident.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How would you personify complacency, though?
Maybe he's a Frenchman with some clothes of baguette round his neck and a laissez-faire attitude. Like, c'est la vie. Scared of
Okay, so we're going for JoJo style stereotypes.
big buff man, yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, believe it or not, I just thought of that up at the spot.
I think that it's clear that we both did.
Bath plug.
Yeah. But look, it's a real thing. Look, if you don't believe me, look it up, because I weirdly remembered this earlier today. My baby who's gone down the butt plug hole, probably because I was washing my hands, and I'm always vaguely.
I remember all the babies are shoved down there.
And but I looked it up, and it is like people have turned it into like a folk song and stuff. It is like an actual real poem, not just something my dad's made up in a weird fever dream.
I don't know. Yeah. I think your dad just quickly wrote them.
I'm sure he'd love to take credit for it, but he didn't. It's a thing. It's an actual thing, and they were like folk bands who've like made it into songs and stuff. So there we go.
Should we move on to snacks?
Yeah, although I've eaten most of mine. We have been chatting for a while before.
Yeah.
I have got a classic left.
Oh,
so I went into Tesco's earlier, and I was like, "What says joy to me in this aisle of chocolate biscuits?" And for me, it's a Rocky. There's the perfect chocolate to biscuit ratio.
Is that your favourite biscuit?
It's my favourite chocolate biscuit, maybe.
So I would class that as a packed lunch biscuit. So that's what, if you were taking a packed lunch to school, you would get a little bar of chocolate.
Yes.
You wouldn't necessarily get like a double decker, or unless you were posh, or like a Twix or something. You would get like a Rocky or a do you remember the ones called bars, which had like
we were on school
raisins.
dinners.
Right.
I used to dream of a packed lunch because those school dinners, man. And also we're vegetarian for a big, up until I was about 7, 8.
Oh, no.
And vegetarian school dinners in the 90s were fucking rancid, and I think that's one of the reasons I switched to meat.
Was it just like iceberg lettuce?
There was this one meal that to this day, I'm like, it was like a vegetarian toad in the hole, but honestly the filling tasted like sick. I don't know what it was. And to this day I'm like, toad in the hole, but actual toad in the hole with like an actual sausage, delicious.
Yeah,
but didn't try it again until I was in my 30s.
Big Yorkshire pudding with sausages in it.
Lovely. How can you ruin that? Ask 90s. 90s veggie school dinners. Yeah. What have you got for snacks?
So I've got a theme this week, which is America. So
America.
So before this, I have been eating quite a lot of these. I've got some Rainbow Nerds. I do have which I've already opened, a blueberry moon pie, which I tasted banana one. I haven't tasted it yet. I've tasted the banana one, and it kind of tasted rank.
Artificial banana flavouring is hit and miss for sure.
It had the same texture of a Caramac.
Oh, I love a Caramac.
Not the taste though.
Oh.
And I've got 2 mystery balls.
Ooh. Are you gonna sell one?
Yeah, I deny. But we should probably talk about Chainsawman. So, Deji, who's the main ginger character, he's paying off his dad's gambling debt. What was that?
I just caught a moth in my hand.
You caught a moth. Are you Gandalf?
Yeah, I think. I think I might be.
Surprise snack. Oh. So, we talked about how there's demons in this world personified by people's fears, and they get stronger the more people fear them. So Denji gets employed by the gang as a demon slayer, a demon killer, who's basically a glorified pest control. Because you'll get, like, I don't know, the demon
the
of...
tomato demon.
Tomato demon, yeah.
At the beginning, they have him slaying a tomato demon, and I was like, that is every child's.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And basically they do that because they've got like a racket where they can get money from it, and they can pocket that money. And what they'll do is, you think, oh, so you'll be paying off his debt from there, and they'll be like, oh yeah, you've killed this tomato demon, we'll pay you a couple of $1,000 yen, but actually we need to take out 1,900 for damages you've done, and for rent and all this sort of stuff. So his debt's never getting paid off, and they're still using his thing. And I'm thinking, so he's a poor bloke, he hasn't got an eye, a testicle, some of his organs he had to sell them for rent or to pay off the debt. He's under the thumb of the gang members. He sleeps in a little shack, dreaming about women. Have you ever met a sadder character origin story? It's not sad as in like depressing, but like sad as in, come on.
Half of these problems are of your own. Do you know who he reminds me of at the beginning? Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Have you seen the episode where Dee and Charlie trade lives? And they're like, half of these problems are of your own making.
Yes.
That's a little bit. There's a little bit of the ring of that to him.
Yeah.
And with how quickly he is willing to just, so he knows he's been taken advantage of by these gangsters.
Yeah.
A woman who is passingly nice to him and talks to him like a human being is all it takes for him to be like so loyal that he'll punch a guy for bad mouthing her.
Yeah.
Like from 0 to 60, and it's like, you have done this to yourself and you have learnt nothing.
All because he wants... What was it? Because it was the first time he had ramen.
Because she fed him and she was nice to him. That is literally, in his own words, that is why he's like, she talked to me like I was a human being. So she was kind to him when he was tired, offered her his jacket because he was naked.
Yeah.
She offered him her jacket, and then he bought him as much food as he wanted. And that was it. Undying loyalty.
Yeah.
No questions about what you do. No questions about any kind of like...
Yeah.
Like, you know, and no follow-ups about like, am I going to get paid from now on? Nothing.
Yeah, because basically the gang members turn into... They make a contract with a demon so they can get more power.
The zombie demon.
The zombie demon, yeah. So all of the gang members turn into zombies, and there's a big one that has a massive heat. And they turn on him because they're like, yeah, we need to kill all the demon slayers. And he's just like, what are you doing? Oh no, I've been betrayed by the most obvious people that will betray us.
The people who, it turns out, never had my best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Turns out they would betray me all along. Can you believe it? They've been taking money off me for years.
Exactly. I've done so much for them.
Yeah.
And they kill him, And there's a flashback scene where Pachita, who is the little demon dog thing,
Yeah.
is like goes to a flashback and remembers how demons can consume humans, like they live off their like blood and life energy, blah blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've over the years I've enjoyed hearing about your dreams and goals. I'll take over your heart if you show us your dreams.
Well, but first he says, because in the flashback, Denji says to Pachita, if there's ever a situation where where I die, I want you to consume my body because I want you to live on. So
Yeah,
like Denji kind of makes this pact with him, like I want you to promise that you will drink my blood if it means that you can live if I'm on like the brink of death.
yeah,
Which is like, who hasn't had a dog and felt that way? Or a pet of any sort. Do you know what I mean? It's like 100% consume my body if I die before you.
To be fair, if you had a cat, they wouldn't even wait for permission. I'm sure if you fell
They
asleep for too long.
might not even wait for you to die.
So I'll have a taste of that.
So yeah, and then yeah, like you say, he finds himself kind of I think almost dismembered, because Pachita helps like put his body back together and stuff as well, and you see him like like muscle becoming like the inside cord and electrics of a chainsaw as they like knit his body back together in like a very creepy scene as
Yeah.
Pachita like slowly morphs into it. But like fantastic visuals, but really like kind of gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is very graphic, but I didn't think it was over the top.
Do you know what I think stopped it from being too much? Pachita's smiley, happy face that's like staring at directly into the camera as it happens. He's like, he's like, and there is something about this series where like every time you think it's about to be too much, there's just something in the shot or like some throwaway line that just like lifts you out of the kind of like heavy darkness and back into comedy again and like
Yeah.
lightness.
No,
Yeah.
I get that because even he's put back together. He gets. He realizes he's got a ripcord in his chest. He pulls it and he becomes Chainsawman. But even later on, you find out that he needs to have a new goal because he does get picked up by a society that goes around and kills demons like officially, kind of like for the government or whatever.
And also his like life's dream was just to find somewhere where he can just eat good food.
Yeah.
And where like people are nice to him. That was his life's goal. So then he achieves that, and because he's promised Pachita that he's going to share his dreams, he's like, I need new dreams.
Yeah. What's his new dream?
I can't remember. It's to touch boob.
Yeah. Yes.
It's so. This is the thing. Denji is so delightfully like, just delightfully simple. He's a simple man. He's got simple goals, and the world around him is complex, but he isn't, and that's like a recipe for a great anime character.
Exactly.
I think it's Vash Stampede. It's the Naruto. It's Luffy. It's those kind of characters. He's like another classic, like Labrador puppy anime character for sure.
It's a gory Labrador character.
With chainsaws for arms and a head.
Have you noticed how he transforms as well?
Yeah. Horrific.
Yeah. Basically, he has a chainsaw blade coming out of his forehead, coming out of his arms.
Yeah, literally, it's like someone's like carving through his body, but it's then part of him.
Yeah, imagine if Wolverine could feel it every time that he extended his claws. Well, I mean, like, because he doesn't regenerate properly until after. He's still got a massive chainsaw coming through his hand.
Yeah. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I kind of like it though.
I kind of like it.
That's his,
I
like,
like because
it's his like self-limiting part as well. Or he cannot go full throttle because he hasn't got much blood left in his body.
yeah, he can only like batter so much of his own blood before he starts carving through people.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try this moon pie.
Oh yeah, moon pie. It looks like a giant macaron or something. Hold it up so I can see. Don't show me in your mouth. Just hold up the moon pie. Yeah. Okay, we got layers. So is that like biscuit with a cream in the middle?
Kind of. It's like a wagon wheel without the biscuit bottom.
Okay, I'm kind of into that. What's it taste like? What's the flavouring like? Not good.
It's not good. It's
not good.
So these are blueberry flavour. It kind of tastes how I imagine a bad blueberry scented candle tastes like.
It looks a little bit like it's been dipped in wax as well, so that can't help.
Claggy.
Are you sure you're not just eating a candle?
I'm 80% sure I'm not.
That's 20% unsure. That's quite a large. That's quite a large percentage.
Can we ever be 100% sure?
I've eaten so many candles, you don't know.
Candle technology has come so far in 2025. Sometimes things just happen.
Turns out candles now also food.
I'm just gonna put I'll have a red mystery ball and see what they are. It's hard.
Oh.
I think that's a gobstopper, which is perfect.
Yeah.
You need to talk.
Perfect for when you're doing a podcast. Do you know what I need right now? Something to stop me from being able to talk clearly.
A gobstopper.
Oh.
I feel like we've done a lot of tangents on this one.
We have, but which is unfair because it's really so good. We really need to do it justice. Talk to me about your favourite character. Is it Denji?
Of course it's going to be Denji. He's the puppy dog Labrador, but he's got that added naivety to him as well. That he doesn't know anything. He's obviously not an educated person.
No. I mean, street rat. We've established he is a street rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I really liked Pachita. I'm a sucker for an animal friend. I'm just trying to look up her name.
Is it the?
I quite
the
liked her. The demon lady, Power, I think, who's like obsessed with cats.
Yes.
I was into that. I loved her character. I love a character who's there for one reason and one reason only, and she doesn't give a fuck about what your reason is, because really she's just working towards that one single goal. And in this instance, it's to try and save cats, which I love.
Yeah, I did like that little twist at the end, because she lures Deji out on the promise of, oh yeah, I need to, was it rescue a friend or something? Or she had some unresolved issues at this house, and it turns out a big demon had captured her only friend, which was a cat, and was holding her hostage, and asked her to get him, bring him back a human to eat.
Yes. Yeah. So he could power up, and then he got a Chainsawman. But also she's like, it's my friend, but I'm also fattening it up to eat it. But then, and it's like that kind of thing. I don't know if you have this with your dog. Your dog's a sweetie. My dog's a little bit of a prick sometimes, where like I will say things to the dog. I don't mean it. He doesn't know what I'm saying. He thinks I'm saying I love you. But I'll be like, you're a little prick. And I feel like she talks about eating that cat and she never means it.
Is that why Eddie keeps crying in the background all the time?
No, the reason he cries in the background all the time is because he just wants attention, and that's part of what makes him a little prick. But he looks at you with those big eyes, and you think, "Oh no!" Like clearly, this animal has never been loved or fed. Incorrect.
It's just a defense mechanism.
Don't trust him. Oh, that was very. That made your mouth very white and like clammy looking.
Yeah.
I think that's for behind a paywall, mate. That shot.
As well as my feet pics.
Yeah. We do feet and face here on Chris's OnlyFans. Oh.
We pay you for us to. You have to pay us to stop me sending you.
To stop. Yeah. So no, I really liked the Power Demon as well, which is in the 3rd episode, and it made me excited because I thought, oh, here's the beginning of an ensemble anime. Because we not only do we love a strong hero, we love an anime with a couple of different characters that you can root for, and I think that Chainsawman is going to give us a few characters where you're like, oh, yes.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, where you get excited because they come on the screen.
So is it, out of the characters that you've seen, is there any backgrounds that you want to see? Because I know it doesn't go to all of them.
Yeah, I really do want to see the woman who's collecting demon pets. What's
Makima.
her deal? Makima, yeah. Mummy.
Yeah. Mummy.
Mama. Yeah, boss lady. I want to see Makima's back. I want to know what's her deal, because she's clearly, like, she's weird. I'm not sure if she's good or bad yet, and I want to. Yeah. And I have a feeling that because this is also, I do like an anime where even the bad guys get like some sympathy. Do you know what I mean? Like you learn to understand why they're doing what they're doing, even if you don't agree with their choices.
Justified baddie.
A justified baddie, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I also kind of want to know, because you see her talking to some kind of like her boss who doesn't seem to be like really rooting for the same goals. Like you get some early tension there where it's a bit like, oh, if you don't perform, you're all dead. Basically. Your little pets will be dead as the rest of the other demons, so you got to like get results and stuff like that. And I want to know what's the deal there, because clearly she's like trying to do something a bit different, and I want to know why.
It's just existing in the corporate world, isn't it? As far as I know, I've never existed in a corporate world.
Yeah, I frequently get told that my pets will be killed if I don't get results. That's how corporations work, sure.
Yeah. Chatting over the water cooler. Your pet
the number of times I've had to give my blazer to a naked chainsaw man. Ugh, can't move for chainsaw man.
Pulling the chests everywhere. Where's the balls? Oh.
Yeah, I also kind of love. I want to know a bit more about the world as well, because this is a world where people are selling organs. It feels very sci-fi dystopia. People are selling organs to survive.
I don't want to burst your innocent view of the world, but people do sell organs.
No. I know, but we also don't have demons in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's like...
yeah.
Like, what's the deal at large?
Yeah.
Chris, you know that Chainsaw Man's not real, right? Like, I hate to burst your innocent bubble.
Is it not? Oh.
Oh.
Why have I made all these friends?
Yeah.
That's 7.
Why did I make it?
I thought
Why did I put a chainsaw on my arm? Chris, tomorrow at work, just duct taping blades to his arms.
Oh, to be fair, I did used to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Until,
And then you had a
ironically,
fear of complacency.
well, a bloke I used to know who was a what are them
Oh,
like gardeners called? The ones that use tree surgeons
landscapers, tree surgeons.
or a landscaper
Yeah.
or something. I used to know one, and he accidentally cut his own leg with a chainsaw quite deep, and I was like, I'm not gonna play about with stuff
Ooh.
like that. Yeah.
Do you know what, Chris? I'm so glad that you learned from someone else's mistakes, because you strike me as a man that until you see a consequence,
Yeah.
hell to leather.
It's like there was a time I'm always careful with pressure washers now after I burst my thumb open as a child with one.
Did you really?
So
Is that a
yeah,
thing?
I don't know if it was like unregulated back in the 90s, but we had one, and I thought it was fun to stick my hand in front of it, and at the back of my thumb I have a little scar here. It's from where it just popped open, and I had like a flap of skin that used to.
No.
I also did that with a potato peeler as well, and another finger, but.
I have once, when I was cutting an apple once, sliced down to the bone with a really sharp knife. And the creepy thing was, at first I didn't feel it because the knife was so sharp. And it
Oh.
wasn't until I saw the blood where I was like, oh shit, and then I felt the pain. It was like a weird thing. Yeah, gross. Like blood started spurting everywhere because I just went, and then just blood spurted out, and then I nearly fainted because I was like, that shouldn't come out of my body.
To be fair, that's what you get for eating fruit.
Yeah, apple a day guarantees you a trip to A&A.
A&A.
A&A. It's very Australian. You have to say it with an Australian accent with that one to make it work.
I've been told off before for doing accents, so I'm not going to.
Yeah. Gotta stick to the certain accents. So pressure washer demon would be quite good as well, wouldn't it? That could be quite visually fun.
I'm Squirty Demon. Hey.
I'm gonna give you the squirts.
Oh.
We're doing a lot of arm stuff, and I think that's because Chainsawman has arms, but they're like, not all the demons have arm stuff.
Yeah, one of them was
But
just a
it feels
slug.
fun. Yeah.
Sea cucumber, wasn't it?
That was a gross one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The weird bat demon who wants to eat everyone. I was like, what's his What was he a demon of?
I don't know, but he was like, I think he was
Hunger
overcompensating a little bit because he was like, oh, I want the blood of a pregnant woman and a baby and all this, and I'm like, come on, you've been doing a bit too much.
We were already against you because you threatened the cats. You don't need to
Yeah.
throw in all this other stuff that makes you like obviously evil.
Yeah. Do you know, it's like when you see a villain, you're like, oh, I'm on the fence whether this is bad or not, and then it punches a baby in the face, and you're like, yeah, he's the baddie. It's kind of like that moment. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it now. You're the baddie.
Okay, bad guy.
But yeah, is there
Yeah.
anything? Is there anything you would like to see more of, like the action, backstories, or anything like that you particularly like that you wanted to see?
Yeah, I want more. I just want more of the different demons. I want to know more about the organization that he's found himself in. I want to see what happens when he goes full throttle. I want to see him power up. I want the Chainsaw Man equivalent to the Super Saiyan moment is what I want.
See, I know you're comparing it to Dragon Ball, whatever. I saw loads of parallels with this
Lee's gonna be so angry at you for calling it Dragon Ball, whatever.
because I didn't know.
You
I
have
didn't know
a bit
whether
of
to say
respect,
GT
Chris.
or Z or whatever. But I saw it. A lot of similarities between this and Naruto, with the nine-tailed fox and the three-tailed mud turtle or whatever. And it's like they've got all these powers, and in my head I can see Chainsaw Man having, in the later series, which aren't out yet.
A whole tool shed.
Sorry, what?
A whole tool shed.
Oh yeah, a whole.
Here's my companion, Drill Man.
Oh,
It's Screw Lady.
here comes Rake Face. Hey.
Hammer Girl.
Oh, I can see him having like 20 different transformations depending on
Yeah.
however strong he's fighting. It'll be like, oh, instead of a Makita chainsaw, he's got a still chainsaw now. He's got blood coming out of his arms or something. I don't know. I can see.
What was that? Talk to me about the chainsaw brands that you've just casually dropped. Like everyone knows what you're talking about.
Do you not know your power tool brands?
No.
Ah, right. So I've seen it online. Like, oh, I can get this fact in now. Pachita. I've been waiting for a segue for this. The little demon dog thing, which is down here.
Yeah.
Pochi in Japanese is meant to mean like dot or spot, which is a play on like the normal dog name, like
like a Spot the dog,
or Rover or whatever. That combined with Makita, which is a power tool maker, and they make chainsaws. So Pachita, Makita, Pochi, Makita. Anyway, but yeah, there's loads of different brands of saws.
Do you know much about chainsaw brands from Japan specifically?
Not specifically. Why?
So here's my question, because Japanese wood saws cut as you pull towards. So in the West we have
the hand saws, yeah.
Yeah, hand saws. As you push, they cut.
Mhm.
And in Japan, it's as you pull, and it's actually much easier motion. So you're like, like it's better design. And I'm wondering if the chainsaw blades do it. Like, is it just like the chainsaw blade goes one way?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. It's just a chamber, little blades on it that goes around the circle. And just goes. Zzz.
Yeah. I suppose it doesn't really matter which way it goes. It's gonna fuck you up either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair. It's a 360 fuck up.
It was my nickname in primary
That
school.
one right there. That was on all your report cards.
Yeah.
It was just the teacher who called you that.
I was like, just put my name, Chris, please. But no.
All right, 360 fuck up, calm down. You earn a name here.
Oh, that's what it's like go to school up north.
I was surprised they let you out of the mines long enough.
Yeah. Hard times.
Hard times.
But anyway, do you have anything else to say on Chainsaw Man? Would you?
No, go watch it. I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it. Way more than I thought I would as well. Like, I was like really, it was great. Loved the characters, loved the animation, loved all of the way that they designed the transformations. There's another thing, like, we talked briefly about how cool the transformation sequence is. Classic anime trope of like a cool transformation. And that he transforms a couple of times, and they don't recycle the transformation sequence. They give you a little bit something different every time, and I'm really into that.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, compelling story. I will be watching past episode 3, and I definitely would recommend it to friends as well. What about you?
I'm definitely gonna watch. There's only 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And then
this is a good one to get into now, because I feel like this will go. Hopefully, we'll get a second series and films and things.
Yeah, because it's got quite a lot of the manga, I think. Because obviously, I look for pictures and stuff to do like thumbnails and stuff. So I do see quite a lot of spoilers, which I think's been the hardest part of this, because you genuinely want to watch past episode 3, and I know a little bit about what happens because people start talking about twists and new characters and what they're based on, and I cannot say anything, which is why I did want to keep it to the 3-episode rule, because it's like, I know when I've talked about anime to other people where it's just like oh yeah, I've watched this season, and they start watching it, they're like, oh yeah, my favourite characters someone, and you're like, oh, don't get too attached. Yeah.
Oh, that is always. It's like Bleach, one of my favorite animes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, Bleach, and I can remember Jess had watched all of it. This is back when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
Jess had watched all of it, and I was like, "Oh my god, Chad is the best anime character ever." And Jess was like, "Oh, oh,
Is he?
oh, are you sure you don't want to pick another favorite?"
It's like, oh, I really like the Quincy's. I hope they get a really big arc, a filler arc. Do you really?
You sure?
Be
You don't want to
careful.
just love them and say goodbye now?
If you love them,
Yeah,
let them be.
yeah. I hadn't even thought about characters that might die, and that's like genuinely traumatizing my brain. I feel like I need to go and watch it so that I can like.
Yeah, because I think I'm more. I mean, this isn't like mega modern, but it's still modern compared to some of the like stuff like Trigun, where like in Trigun, if you're looking at Fascist Stampede, you know he's not gonna die.
Yeah. I think it's safe to root for Denji in this.
You think?
If the
You
yeah,
sure?
I think no, I think so
No.
because it's called Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off.
No,
I
I
hate it
don't
when you do
know.
that face. Yeah, I know you don't, and yet that face still makes me nervous. So yeah, so you'll be watching it. I'll be watching it, and if they release a film, we'll probably come back and do that on here.
Maybe he finally touches a boob.
Oh, I hope that everyone should touch a boob once in their life, you know. With a consenting boob. That's the
Yeah,
crucial
yeah.
thing here.
I'm glad you added that.
A consenting adult boob.
But yeah, I think that's it for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
What
What are we gonna do next week?
would you like to do next week?
I would like to change the vibe a little bit, if that's okay. But don't worry, because I'm not going to take you anywhere too sincere. I would like to do Sakamoto Days.
Right.
Netflix. So this is an anime about a hitman. I stop me when you start to feel like it's relatable. So he's a hitman
Yes.
living his like most glamorous life.
Relatable.
Stop. Say no more. Say less. Living his most like glamorous hitman life of being like highly skilled, highly sought after hitman, very dangerous, terrifying
Yeah.
everyone. Sakamoto is here. Everyone trembles with fear, and then he settles down, gets married, has a kid, and gets really fat.
Yeah, relatable.
Yeah. And I was like, I saw that and I was like, oh, that feels like a bit of me. So I think we should watch Sakamoto Days.
Too real.
Too real.
Is it
Too
just
relatable.
episodes of him
Where's the
watching Netflix with
escapism?
KFC?
It's just him watching the first 3 episodes of loads of different series on Netflix.
While eating loads of sugary snacks.
Yeah. So
look
yeah,
forward
let's
to
do
it.
Sakamoto Days.
Mhm.
Nice. We were going to do solo leveling, but I just feel like that's a similar kind of like hyper gore kind of energy. So I feel like this will be maybe a bit more like a good breakup in terms of the type of anime that we're watching.
Which is fine. I mean, I think I kind of want to get a good spread of every different type of anime. Because I've never watched a sports one before. I know there's a basketball one. There's a football one. And I've never even attempted to watch
There's
any
the volleyball as well that we've got on our list. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching that.
Maybe after this we do a sports one then, after Sakamoto Days.
Yeah, we'll have a look to see if anyone recommends one.
Yeah. I'm half tempted We have some recommendations from someone early on, I think, of that we can pull on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm half tempted to make you watch something like incredibly not for you, but that's just purely like just me being a troll. Like a kind of like, and I think I said said to you the other day where it was like the Rose from Versailles or something popped up on Netflix is
Oh
coming
yeah, yeah,
soon.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I made you watch the trailer, and I was like, "Do you want to watch a bit of sapphic historic romance anime?"
Not
And even
really.
as I was asking it, I knew it was not going to be. It was never making the list.
Do you know what it is? I just saw the word anime. Do you want to try? And then anime. I was like, yeah, yeah, I'll go for that. And then I read
Yeah,
it, look
yeah.
at the
But then
trailer.
you
I was
watched
like,
the trailer, and you were like, "What?"
mm, no.
Yeah, that's fair. I wasn't really suggesting it to do anything other than torture you, so I think you're allowed to veto it.
That's fine. I'll have to pick one to torture you then.
Yeah, maybe we do a torture week.
Halloween. But yeah. Anyway, I think we should end it now. If join the Discord, Facebook page, everything on Nerdy Up North. That's all I've got now for an outro.
Can I do a little bit of promo for other people on the...
Go for it.
I love that. So, if you haven't already, please, please, please go and check out the Women of Nerd Cultures episode on I think it's like women in like crime and like crime procedure programs, and they chart right from the 90s all the way through to like modern characters. It's really, really fun. They also do like come and join us on the Discord, because like that is where like a lot of us are being like, tell us about your favorite and then it ends up in a podcast, which is lovely. So come along and share some ideas. Look how small that Godstopper's got in Chris's mouth.
I know.
Nothing can hold back that gob. Look at that. You've also, talking of shenanigans and people shoving things in their mouth, check out Top Grabs.
Oh yeah, I do Top Grubs.
Tuesdays. Last week was Mr. Blobby. Woo! What an episode.
Yeah.
The icon that is. And then also please check out the Kame Chronicles. So Chris's other half from Top Grumps, Lee, who is just like a gentleman and a scholar and a hilarious, hilarious man, does these amazing like... So if you come across, there are certain anime that I think are very intimidating because they've been going on for literally decades. Dragon Ball and all associated series of Dragon Ball, for me, is one of those where I'm like, as a kid I watched it and I've only watched up to certain bits of it, and then I find it intimidating going back and wanting to watch a complete watch. And Lee is like breaking down each saga, and it's also, he's kind of sharing like what are the best sagas to watch. So you can just like skip the bad ones and then watch the ones that Lee says are good, because generally he's actually quite right when it comes to Dragon Ball. Also check out Jake on the Nerdy Up North Twitch channel, and then some like other people stream there as well. So Chris, you've been doing some streaming, Becca's been doing some streaming. We're doing a lot of Oblivion lately.
Yeah.
I think we've all slightly Oblivion obsessed, which I love. But Jake also has the Rumblecast, which is great, and I've weirdly, it's one of the things that I never thought I would enjoy, but I have been getting weirdly into wrestling purely because of like Jake, and the Rumblecast. And then of course we've got the Sunday pod out every Sunday, kind of about 8 o'clock ish. And it's great episodes, and I can't remember what we're doing this week, but it'll be worth a watch. So tune into the Nerdy Up North YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's it. Done.
So, I think all that's left to do is to say your catchphrase, Phoebe.
Chris, do some drop and give me 20.
Hey, actually, speaking of that, I've got 761 press-ups to do. So, to be fair, I'm not going to do them all in a one-er. I'm doing them in 10 at a time, and I'm going to put them all in like a 20 to 30 second video. In increments, so I'll put a little bit after this, where normally you'd see Dancing Chris. Sorry, you'll see Press Up Chris. So yeah,
He's a beast. He's a beast.
I don't feel any better for doing them. I just feel a bit more sad.
A bit more resentful.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, hate fuels us like most things. But yeah, till next time, don't be an anime, be a top anime. Bye. So I might have made a mistake doing this challenge, considering I've got about 500 press ups to go, and yeah, I suppose I'm gonna have to get a head start. Whoa. Whoa. That's about 50, isn't it?